Hey, hoes. Welcome back for another episode of Hoeology Podcast. This is your host, Destiny. Today, I'm joined by Layla, and she's going to talk to us about being a femdom and a femdom. And I'm super excited. So, want to introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Hi, everybody. My name is Layla Thee Domme. I go by Mistress Layla for all the subby boys out there. I have been a femdom for the last 6 years. Lifestyle, technically, I just became a pro dom. I would say probably in the last year and a half. Now that I'm out of the military. Um, yeah, bomb drop right there.
She started early.
Sorry. But I have been doing this for a while now, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So, what was your introduction to the lifestyle that you're in right now?
Honestly, it was my husband. My husband,
Baby, she dropped two bombs. It's
two
been
balls
3 minutes.
early. I said, we will come over here. We got to talk about some stuff, girl.
Yes, let's talk about
It
it.
was actually my husband. He isn't a submissive. He really isn't even into kink. He's vanilla as it comes, but he's very supportive. And
Mhm.
I remember one day I was stationed in San Diego, and I wanted him to come out for Pride. As a bisexual woman, I was like, you have to be comfortable with the lifestyle. You have to be comfortable,
Absolutely.
people who identify as not heterosexual or just different.
Mhm.
So come out with me one day, and he got hit on and everything. I was like, okay, you survived the test. You can deal. And we saw a few people out there who were in the leather community who were also into latex, and they were sporting their stuff. And so he was like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you became a dominatrix? And I laughed it off at first because I was active duty. I didn't have time. So
Right.
no, I don't think I don't think it would be funny. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what, that's kind of funny. So let's visit a few play parties and let's see how that transpires. We met a few people. And long story short, now we're here, girl.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
great.
I love that. My husband's actually like kind of the same. But he's done a lot on his end, but I
Ooh,
feel like I've done more as far as like lifestyle things are concerned. So he's the same way, super supportive, like, hey, do it, talk about it, like learn about it. But yeah, he's very, very straightforward.
love, love a supportive hubby.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. Not because I'm curious, just but not to like be weird. Is your husband, what's his nationality?
He is
Like
African
African American? Is he from America as well?
America, born and raised. We're
Wow.
from Florida. We're both from Jacksonville.
Okay, period. I'm in Tampa.
Yeah, not too
Yeah.
far.
The reason I ask is because I know culturally sometimes people are a little bit more closed-minded, and then some other cultures it's very open, like it's normal. So
Exactly. And I kind of experienced that too. My mom, I'm open with her. She knows about my lifestyle. She always thought I was a weird child anyway. She always doing some stuff. Just from all my other hobbies that I also do as well, mixing it in with the kink lifestyle.
yeah.
Um, but traditionally, my family is from Trinidad. So you have that Caribbean
Wow.
side of the world that is just like, all right, but you'd be surprised. The kink scene in Trinidad is there. But I always laugh because you have even for cultures like Jamaica. I just recently
Right.
for my brother's wedding, and even there you'll have like yeah the day side of it, but then you have some of the freakiest mofos who are from there. They throw the hedonist party or
Yes, yeah.
here, so it's just like I guess it's taboo
It
still.
is, yeah. It's not fair on both aspects, I would say. Like sometimes people are like, "Oh, it's okay for me, but not for, for other people to do," or I want to learn about it and know about it, but I'm not going to do it. So,
Exactly. Like, okay, we know what y'all be doing behind them closed doors.
right, right. So, how has your experience been in this space as a black woman?
Starting off, as far as like the professional side, it's been a little difficult.
Mhm.
You'll have a good little lead, like you'll have maybe about 3-4 months of just consistent notoriety or attention, but then you'll get the TikTok Domme girls, and let's call a spade, the non-black girls who come in, who
Right.
they do their best, but as far as from what I have seen from some of your top POC workers, mediocre.
Yeah.
But they'll still get that attention that we kind of strive and work hard for, even though the kink world has been built off of fetishizing minorities, whether or not it's
Right.
black women or trans women or vice versa. Um, it's been a little difficult, but I say once you find that space and once you find that support group,
Mhm.
it kind of changes your mind. I think once you have the correct mindset, that's when it becomes a bit easier. You kind of figure out who your target audience is, because there is a target audience for us, but it's just
Mhm.
harder to figure that out in the beginning.
Yeah.
I
So
will
I'm
say,
glad you Oh no, I'm glad you mentioned the kind of like TikTok and like the social media aspect. So what are your thoughts on people like selling courses basically on how to be a dom in like like across social media?
oh, y'all don't kill me. Yeah, but um, it is very much kind of like, you remember when COVID first hit and everybody wanted to do the Apex Forex
Oh
trading?
my god, yes.
So kind of thing. It's like that in a way, because you have, even now you can see if you go into femdom Twitter, the discord and the arguments between like the newer doms coming in and technically taking and stealing a lot
Mhm.
of either freebies or already curated content from professional doms who've been in the industry for like 10 plus years, or even we can go lower as 5 plus years, since for example femdom is such a newer kink.
Yeah.
So within the last 5 plus years, like, you'll see these girls start finding a way to repurpose and resell things, but they don't go into depth. They don't really know exactly how to sell, how to talk, or how to instruct it. So when you start asking questions after you've purchased this $150 PDF
Yeah.
with no sort of like video instruction or even notoriety to it, it becomes dangerous, because we're not
Yeah.
about the safety. We're not talking about experiences, because experiences are one off. If I start asking you, well, what if this scenario happens and you've never had it happen to you, or you don't even know anybody who has,
Yeah.
point do you really, you have to question if you're big enough, not say big enough, but if you have that extra knowledge to sell stuff
Right.
that teaching. So I think it's becoming dangerous, if anything, and it's making the industry a bit harder. A lot of the submissive men, or even submissive women, because there are submissive women,
Yeah.
uh, even, heck, I even know of some trans submissive women and men. Um, Regardless, for subs, it becomes a bit watered down and hard to find
Mhm.
who is going to be safe enough for them to open up, because
Yeah.
talked about is taboo. It's kind of difficult to talk about regardless.
Yeah, it definitely is. But it's also, I think that the biggest thing people don't realize when trying to jump into something, like they see the money, they see the like, sexy outfits, they see like the power dynamic, but the whole relationship is built on trust. Like you can't just be, oh, I'm cute and I want to dominate someone. That's not how it works. Like,
Then, if you think that's how it works, even while watching this, honey, I give you 6 months. Nice. That is somebody who is like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gun ho at it. I give you 6 months. It's a lot of beautiful women. I think all women are beautiful. It doesn't matter what you look like, what skin tone you are. If you're a woman, if you have that feminine and divine feminine energy, you're beautiful. But
hmm
it takes more than that, because these men, they're not all there. That's why we're here.
yes. Do you have like a favorite type of client that you see?
At the moment, no, but I do prefer men who I say are masochists. I do, because I am a sadist at heart.
Okay.
So being very sadistic, I get a little annoyed and kind of thrown out of my dom space with someone who has a really low pain tolerance. I don't
Mhm.
mind training, but I prefer you to come a bit trained, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not saying you have to be knowledgeable on everything. I do like a slight bit of ignorance so that we can explore together and that we can have that connection, have that sort of relationship. So you know that at least you're in good hands, you know?
Right.
But completely newbie, completely ignorant has been it's been TikTok-y. It's been very,
Yeah, I talked with House of Bliss, her name's Joelle, and we were talking about like her vetting process, and she's kind of moved to the same thing where it's like I don't want to take in new people anymore, like I need them to be vetted and referred, you know what I mean? So it seems like more creators are doing that to kind of like protect their peace and like protect their brand. So, you're not alone.
yes. I've been seeing it a lot lately, especially with the Doms who've been around for a while, because their names are bigger and because we, as in the newbie Doms, look up to them. And of course, we're always retweeting, reposting, and
Mhm.
up to their content. So the subs see that. So they either feel two ways. Either I'm going to waste her time or I'm just going to be, I don't know, annoying in a way. I call it annoying. It's more so they come in, they try to top from the bottom.
Mhm.
You know, they try to come in as if here's what I want, here's my long list of shit. Hit everything on that list. No, that's not how. At least that's not how this side of the kink world works. And a lot
Right.
of that. Hence why selling those PDFs ain't working. And because
Mhm.
PDFs the subs too. I've been seeing a lot of, if you've never been a sub or if you don't know how to be a sub, I can teach you.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Um,
Oh
There's
my gosh.
PDFs for everything, girl. At this point, I'm waiting for them to start selling the PDFs on how to brand yourself as a dom. Like it's going to
Yeah.
be as small as that. It's probably already out there. I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh wow. So I guess well, right now, are you in a dedicated like space that you have your subs come to? Or I know you're on tour as well. So do you tour or do you also have a space?
I do have a space. I recently found a space here in Jacksonville that has opened. A fellow kinkster in the community, pretty much. I don't know if that was his first house or if he purchased the house. I don't
Okay.
want to, but it is his home now. It's a regular house in a regular neighborhood. It, it's kind of in the cut, you know, kind of hidden a little bit. It takes a few left turns to get there. To get there.
Right.
Good. And he turned the entire home into a dungeon.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so nice. Pretty much, you walk into the living room, and the living room looks normal. It's just a normal living room. He has this cool projector screen for a TV, so very entertaining. And you know, your regular kind of old school kitchen where it's just a U-turn countertop and refrigerator. But behind the curtains into what should be a grand room is your dungeon space. So you have
Nice.
St. Andrew's Cross. He even has a very secure. This is the most secure beam I have seen in a while. Where he does a lot of shibari or allows a lot of our rigger masters to do shibari, and we do a lot of classes there too.
Okay.
Um, In-ground pool. I was like
Oh wow. Say
crazy.
less. So the pool is where it happens.
Where it happens. That's where the parties go. And then of course each room is a theme. You have a prison room, a pet room, just a regular
Wow.
kinky bed that has like the little rails you can tie up people on. Complete revamp of a house. It's really nice. So that's where I go and that's where I bring my subs. That's where I've been doing a lot of my content. Um,
Okay.
who's purchased my content has seen the pretty much at least the main space of the dungeon. But I actually just started touring. Touring is new. Touring is very new. Just because I've been getting questions from a few subs in different cities, so
Mhm.
I said I'll try my luck, see how it goes for my first ever tour. Do small 4 city tour and see how that goes, and we'll come back to you on that.
Yeah. So when you came to Tampa, how was FetishCon?
FetishCon, I enjoyed FetishCon just because it was my first time. It wasn't necessarily what I thought it could have
Mhm.
been. FetishCon, I enjoyed the classes. I took a blade play class, which was really interesting for all my kinky horror folks out there. That's kind of my steez as well. But it was more so content con is what I
Yeah.
it was a lot of people who've known each other will meet up, and either people who have maybe talked through social media will link up and shoot a lot of content. So it could have been better,
Mhm.
I say. Um, but it was very interesting as far as meeting new people, meeting people that I haven't met before. Like Queen Mel. Queen Mel is a dom that I look up to really a lot. Her content is badass. And my girl works out, so she be flipping and lifting them boys. I was like, ooh, child, I need to get in the gym before I do that. But I'm up to it because, girl, that's stamping that dominance in there.
Yeah.
Met a lot of newer ladies, was able to shoot some content with some doms that's in um,
Oh,
this group that I'm in. So I got something from it. At the end of the day, I think that's kind of the point. You
right.
know, meet new people, um, and talk to people, you know? So,
Yeah.
uh,
Has it been like, I know you said you met some of the people you've like seen online, but has it been kind of intimidating or anything or hard to work with other creators?
I would say the some of the more stamped DOMs are seeking more so stamped DOMs as well. Uh,
Mhm.
I have yet to really find, other than I have to give a shout out for one to Mistress Marley. I'm pretty sure you
Oh
may have
yeah.
seen online. Mistress Marley is one of those dominatrices who it doesn't matter whether or not you have 100,000 followers or maybe 500. It matters in the branding and how serious you are about it. Um, I would say she's even put into our group, hey, if you guys want to come shoot content with me, you can. So I won't say all of them, but it has
Mhm.
been a little difficult. So I kind of been working and mingling with the newer DOMs in the industry, and I don't think there's honestly nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah.
know, at the end of the day, it is dog eat dog, you know, and what you know works, stick with it. And if the more notarized DOMs know that a specific DOM has a following and she has a certain amount of subs, I can understand protecting your branding. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the TikTok DOMs, you never know who has good intentions. You never know who is going to actually come about and bring anything even worth it to your brand other than a pretty face and being able to look in the camera and talk shit. I feel like everyone
Yeah.
I feel like that should be like in our genetics, you know what I'm saying?
Hello.
I don't know. Other than that, a little bit, but not really. I think my focus right now has just been building my brand
Mhm.
and figuring out what and who I am as far as a pro dom. So
Okay.
that's been my focus.
So, okay, take me through like when you're getting ready for a session, like how do you get into go mode?
Oh, girl. Okay. I actually have my own little ritual. I believe in ancestral veneration. I have my altar to all my grandparents and everybody who has passed. So for safety, I always go to them first.
Mhm.
Sit there for about 30 minutes the day of the session. And now I'm just trying to get into, do I feel good about this? Is this going to be the right thing for me today? Or do I need to reschedule? I hate to do it on the day of, but sometimes that has to happen. If I have that feeling, then it's going to happen.
Mhm.
Scheduling. But once I get the okay from them, I have my set Dawn playlist. That playlist goes on as I'm taking a shower, as I'm getting ready, as I'm doing my makeup. Once my makeup is done, before that lipstick goes on, a joint is lit because I need to be in my mode. And somebody who deals with anxiety, it helps me
Yeah.
So especially after the military, once I got my card, it was a go. And it has been a go ever since. But I don't get dressed before I go. I have a thing of getting dressed in the space because I bring outfits with me, and whatever I'm feeling that day is like, all right, I'm gonna wear this outfit. But I need to be in the dungeon to know that. Like at home, I'd be like, I'm gonna wear that. That's cute. But then
Yeah.
I here and then I'm like, damn, I should have got or brought my other outfit. I'm not feeling this right now. Or the lighting in here today is a little different. Blah, 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 all the girl stuff. But once I'm actually in the space, I have security usually with me. I have my guard. My husband plays my guard. Which,
Nice.
I don't have to pay for anybody. That's like in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll have him once I get dressed. I still have my music going. I have my speaker in the room with me. He'll yell, "Hey, they're here." And I'm like, all right, check his ID, check him, put his ass in the cage. I'll go get him in a minute. And we
I
go from
love this. In the cage.
there. Make him wait. Let me get in my headspace. I'll go get him once I'm there.
Yeah. I noticed too, and I really love this, that you're one of the first pro doms or doms period that I've seen post content with female subs.
Really? I
Yes.
that too. Like I have spoken with DOMs, and it seems like finding content DOMs is the hardest part. Like
Hmm.
find women or men who are comfortable with being on camera and letting
Oh
that.
yeah.
I think when it comes to my female subs, I have to give Mistress Max a shout out. Mistress Max, she is POC Asian mistress, and she does a lot of fem sub content. And watching her content definitely gave me kind of my personality in a way when that sensual sadism,
Mm-hmm.
able to convert that sexuality and that softness back into my fem subs, which I see me doing a lot. I'm a lot slower, a lot softer with women.
Hmm.
My men, oh, I'm gonna just whoop your ass. You should be able to do that. You should be okay. You'll be okay. But my fem subs, I definitely was excited and was super blessed. Shout out to Sakura. She's a fem sub. She's actually a switch. She goes from dom to fem a lot. Um, and she hit me up and was like, I love your style. I love the fact that you, even when I talk on regular tweets, not even a video or a picture, I'm talking to women too. You see a lot of
Hmm.
male addressed tweets, but they're not the only ones out there. It's a lot of women
Right.
like I do that all the time because as a bisexual woman, I'm like looking at the doms like, damn girl, you fine. Like, besides the content and the fact that you're killing the game, you are hot, girl. And
Right.
it's a lot of submissive subs out there who are women who do the exact same thing. So
Hmm.
I try to shake it up a bit, and especially doing double dom content. Like I want doms to hit me up and be like, let's shoot something together because it should be like that. It should be teamwork. And
Yeah.
it's a bunch of just dominant, beautiful women and just women all together, even if it's submissive women. I love a good fem scene, girl.
Yeah.
If anything, I talk to my cousin a lot. She says that's the only porn she watches is lesbian porn. They know what they're doing. I don't like
Yes. A lot of women do.
studio and
Yeah.
porn. It's so staged and fake.
Like, I don't wanna watch a guy getting a blowjob for 30 minutes, and then she gets off in 10 no. No,
And
bro.
oh my god, girl, that's exactly what she said. She was like, "Why do I sit here? I'm sitting here trying to figure out why that head was trash for like 5 seconds.
Literally.
Meanwhile,
Shout out to
30,
the ladies.
20 minutes blowjob, crazy."
Yes. So what's the scene like in Jacksonville? Like, do most of your subs or other creators have to travel to you, or they kind of you found a community there that's local?
So far, education wise, I found a community. It's a lot of rope here. It's a lot of a rope community here. But as far as subs, so far, no. I think I do need to go to the play parties kind of here. They're older gentlemen, so they kind of have their like set doms. I've also noticed that they go after the more mature doms or mature look here, because this is a retirement and military town. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of my subs are out of town. Like my content's from Orlando, and he drives up once a month to
Oh,
shoot. Yep, pay for the studio fee, drive your ass here, be here on time. We have content to shoot. But
yeah.
through FetLife, when I was on FetLife,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I'm not on FetLife anymore, they can't stand me, girl. I don't know why. They have
What is the tea?
they are really harsh on pro doms, even if you are the one who they write. Like when subs, I don't know. I just became very popular very quick on there, and subs just started hitting me up for sessions, and so unfortunately they kicked me for solicitation. Sad face, but
Isn't that okay? All right.
I was like, okay, but hey, and that does not discourage any other DOMs from going on there because it definitely is a good resource. You can find a lot of the classes, a lot of classes I found. Heck, the classes on rope here I found through FetLife.
Okay.
Uh, like my master rigger, Master Blaze, I found him through FetLife. So I definitely encourage people just be careful. That's but not too soon, not too huge. Sorry, not too huge of a scene here, and more older. So
Yeah, it's like that here.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get that travel on, girl. Like start going to different places.
You know where has everything you could ever want? Atlanta. And I'm
Yeah,
sick of seeing it. They have everything.
we are currently in the process of planning to move to Arizona.
Wow.
Planning on heading back to the West Coast because honestly, when I think about it, I should have listened to my husband and started in San Diego. The scene is there.
I believe it.
Huge there. I should have definitely started there, but going back to the West Coast, I definitely feel is the correct choice. And it's like a lot happens out there, and it's like all
Mhm.
that small little radius, Nevada, like Vegas, Arizona, um, San Diego, LA. Yeah, especially Domcom. You know, you have Domcom LA, where
Oh,
all the
okay.
out for their conference. So we'll be closer to the happenings.
Yeah. Is this your like full-time job?
Isn't in the vanilla world. I'm actually an invasive cardiovascular specialist. I know.
She's got beauty, she's got brains,
I know. So
and she will beat your ass.
I'm saying, as soon as you wait, as soon as I know your heart is together, come
Oh,
on to.
wow. I am like I'm blushing.
I am a person, placing pacemakers and stents, make
Yes.
actually
Holy shit. Wow.
keep your heart, and still in school. I'm currently in college. I'm trying to get my bachelor's in biology, and become a cardiovascular perfusionist.
Oh
So
my gosh. You are
we're
doing everything. You are killing it. Killing
uh,
the game.
for some stuff on top of fire eating. That's something that I do on the side as
I
far
feel
as
like you tweeted a video recently about that.
I try to drop it in there because that's so new. I
Yeah.
don't have any content on it. It's not, yeah, that's new, but
Yeah.
goes into it goes into kink. It really does. You have people who do cupping, fire massages, things
Mhm.
like that. So that's something that I definitely try to incorporate into my bag of tricks.
Yeah.
Gotta,
So, speaking of bag of tricks, what are some of like the services that you offer? I saw ball busting and I have a funny story about that.
oh, we love a good story. So yeah, I am, like I said, big into because just FYI, femdom is definitely a larger category than the extreme stuff. So I am
Mhm.
more into the extreme stuff just because I'm a sadist.
Mhm.
So um, I'm into pegging. I am into trampling, ball busting. I am into any sort of form of impact, flogging, caning, whipping, paddling, open hand spanking. I'm into, selling worn items. So I actually just had a sub buy a pair of underwear that he wanted me to wear for like 3 days straight. I was like, that's a yeast infection. I need you to pay me.
Yeah.
But that one pair of thong I got out of the bin of Victoria's Secret for like $3, sold it for $2.50.
Yeah.
So mark up capitalism, mark up your prices.
Not capitalism.
Mark it up. We got to get this money. Okay.
Yeah.
But those are my forms of play, but it's definitely a bigger world, psychologically and physically. Definitely a bigger
Yeah.
world. What happened, girl? Tell me the story.
Okay, so I went out to like a charity event. This is back when I was like a sugar baby. So I went with like one of my sugar sisters. We were like on the prowl. And so um I met this guy and I was like, "Oh my god, you're hot. I want to fuck." So then he was like, "Oh, come back to my hotel room." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we go back to the hotel, like I'm literally like dripping, like I want to fuck.
What?
Also like I had been drinking. And he's like, "Wait, I don't wanna have sex." Like, I'm getting undressed. He's like, "Oh, I wanna have sex." And I'm like, I mean, he doesn't wanna have sex. I'm like, "Well, why are we here?" And he's like, "Can I bend over and you kick me as hard as you can in my balls?" And I was like
My dream scenario.
I was like I was like, this is my first time, mind you, like, ever encountering anything
Oh
like
my
this."
gosh. He
Yeah. And
that
so
consent.
he was like, "Let's do this." He was dead ass serious.
Wow.
So, mind you, like I had just taken my shoes off and I'm like, "Okay." So he gets like on all fours and he's like, "Can you put your heels on?" I was like, "Isn't that gonna hurt?" Like he's like, "That's the point."
Yes, I was in my mind. I said that. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so I did it and he paid me $300. I did not have sex with him unfortunately, but I did get
Right.
paid.
I'm
And I was like, I felt so bad. Even though he was, like, having the time of his life, I felt so bad, and I was like, "I'm clearly not cut out for anything like that because I don't have the balls to kick you in the balls." Like, again, it takes trust, communication. We was on 2 different pages.
there are different types of doms too. Don't let me be the only example. Like you have your mommy soft doms who are just like, I'm not doing all that. Like I'm more nice. I'm more let's get you to be a better man kind of.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool because that kind of shows you the dynamics of femdom and
yeah,
how the stuff that you see in studio porn isn't the kink world in its entirety.
mhm.
Like, girl, it's like in a way that's my dream scenario. You came out like a fat rat, girl. Like, yes, but at the same time, it's like, damn, that's not what we came here for. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It was definitely a funny story, like, to tell people, but in that moment, I was more upset that we weren't fucking. Like,
you're like, what the fuck?
right, what did I come here for?
In the zone, like that's not easy to come up out of.
Right.
Almost like
Yeah.
being like, when they toss cold water on you, trying to wake you up.
Mhm.
Damn, just fuck my sleep or fuck my sex. Just let's do it,
Hello. Yeah.
trash
Yeah,
girl. I,
so
I feel it. I'm sorry.
that's all good. But I feel like I think I've answered or asked everything I needed to know is just in my mind going crazy. So,
Okay. I'm happy I could answer. I was like, oh, I wonder what question she's gonna ask. I hope I can answer everything like right and not stutter.
no, it's all good. So tell our listeners where they can find you.
Awesome. Again, I am Layla. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, as well as my own personal website. Yeah, I'm on Reddit, girl. That's new. I'm still trying to figure that shit out. But
Yeah.
you're on there, and I am Layla Thee Domme, the with 2 E's on all platforms.
Nice. Okay. And what about if someone's interested in contacting you for your services?
Yes, the easiest way to get at me is on X or Twitter. All of my links, as well as my website, is in my bio, as well as in my pinned tweet. You can contact me for services by clicking the link in my bio and going to my website, where on the very first page it says that you can submit to me.
Okay, sweet. And run her money. Okay, don't be trying to play in her face.
Christmas is coming up. I need a car. God damn it.
Period. She's got a move to pay for.
Exactly. Thank
Well,
you.
I've loved talking to you, and I will be retweeting every time you post because I love your content. So,
Hit me up whenever. I love it. This is so fun.
oh, yay. I'm so glad you had a good time. Well, with that being said, happy hoeing.